Members of the Commons Treasury Committee, which scrutinises the policy of Revenue and Customs (HMRC), and is chaired by Tory MP Nicky Morgan, are looking at a series of key issues including tax avoidance and evasion and HMRC's role in tax inquiries. But one of the biggest questions revolves around the impact Brexit will have on VAT and businesses in the UK and how the government responds to the changes. If Britain leaves the EU's VAT regime in December 2020, importers will face a 20% bill on all goods entering the UK, and small businesses will be hit with heavy compliance costs in adapting to the new regime. VAT could be scrapped after Brexit. According to Nicky Morgan, the government may choose to stick to a broadly similar structure to what currently exists, change it, or abolish it completely. Nicky Morgan. Dan Idle, a partner at Clifford Chance, suggested the UK could opt to remain in the EU regime to sidestep these issues, and said this solution could also prove politically acceptable in Brussels. But Ms. Morgan has put the cat among the pigeons by suggesting one solution could be to abolish VAT altogether and replace it with an alternative. She said, Brexit may provide both opportunities and challenges to the UK's approach to VAT. The government may choose to stick to a broadly similar structure to what currently exists, change it, or abolish it completely. Getty Treasury Committee Chair Nicky Morgan suggests VAT could be abolished. The VAT inquiry will also examine what can be done to recover the £12.6 billion of VAT that HMRC estimated it was unable to collect in 2015-16. This was a slight increase on the uncollected VAT of £12.4 billion in the previous financial year. Richard Asquith, Vice President of Global Indirect Tax at Avalara, a technology company, said the VAT gap has been stubbornly sticky, unlike the corporation tax gap, which fell to £3.3 billion in 2015-16 following a series of anti-avoidance measures. GETTY MPs will be discussing a range of issues revolving around tax after Brexit. Own solution may be tougher approach to tackling online VAT fraud, a problem that came into focus last year when politicians attacked large retailers such as Amazon and eBay for failing to address fraud by overseas sellers on their platforms. The committee could consider forcing credit card companies to become involved in splitting the VAT due on overseas merchants' sales and pay the money directly to HMRC. Mr. Asquith said this approach had already been adopted in Brazil and would require a change in the EU-wide Payment Services Directive, depending on what regimes the UK chooses to opt into after Brexit.